We also have lawyer and social activist Abha Singh and women's rights activist and lawyer Flavia Agnes with us. Thank you both of you for speaking to NDTV. Ms. Agnes, let me come to you first. 15 years to get justice, from summons not being served to witnesses, delays in obtaining forensic reports, or even appointment of prosecutors. The wait understandably has been too long, and this was among the most followed cases. What kind of shortcomings does this bring out about a system, specifically when it comes to crimes against women?
There's nothing specific about crimes against women. This happens to all the cases, including crimes against women. The system is not working. I mean, there's so many gaps here. But I find the lacuna with the public prosecutor most glaring, because the public prosecutor was appointed, but he was not regular. Then they had to change the prosecutor, they had to approach the chief minister, get another appointment, etc. And this is one of the major faults with the system that I can see here. And I think all crimes, not just crimes against women, there has to be a timeline in which it has to be decided. It cannot be 15 years, after 15 years, for 15 years you wait for justice and then the verdict comes. Because according to me, I mean, justice delayed is almost like justice negated. So you're not getting justice, and the parents of the girl are waiting so long and following this case day after day, month after month, year after year for 15 years. And that's not justice, according to me.
Right. Ms. Singh, when cases get delayed, it's only understandable that it favors the accused and crucial evidence gets lost, eyewitnesses turn hostile. And like Ms. Agnes was also pointing out, when the public prosecutor appointment is delayed, there are more chances that the investigation gets derailed. What do you think could have helped reduce the wait time here, and what are the shortcomings that this case exposes?
As they said that there were no witnesses. It was at such an hour when this crime took place, there were no witnesses. Only when Jigisha's murder took place, like the DPO employee in Faridabad, these people were arrested, and one of them said that Ravi Kapoor and Amit Shukla were also involved in the other murder which happened in, that is Soumya's case. So this is where the police problem comes in, but I'm aghast that what worries me more is that in a posh area of South Delhi, such crime happens. And okay, it has been delayed, but at least the trial court in this case had given death penalty, which after 1 year, the Delhi High Court has reduced it to life imprisonment. So I feel the likes of Ravi Kapoor and Shukla, they should have been hung, to be hung by the neck, as it was said by the trial court. Why did Delhi High Court show such magnanimity? Because tomorrow, if they are there for life imprisonment and something happens like Bilkis Bano case, or somewhere remission is given, they come out, do you not think that they will commit murder again? Ravi Kapoor, as you were also saying, he took out a knife. He showed a knife to a cop, tried to throw chilies and escape. So such criminals should not be shown any mercy. And I think in this case, when the quantum of punishment is given on Friday, it should be death penalty, to be hung by the neck. It is necessary to give a message to all the criminals, because as it has taken 15 years. After 15 years, if a justice is done, then it should be strong enough to convey a message and to deter all the anti-social elements, these criminals, that if you're going to do a crime like this, you are going to the gallows. So that is what I feel, because it's not easy to get conviction. Here, the police put Makoka only after the Jigisha murder case, because they found that this was a gang which was active not only in Delhi but also in Faridabad, and it was Faridabad police which arrested those 3 people. So how can a gang like this operate in the capital of Delhi? So that is very important. That such crime should not happen. The CRPC very clearly says, the IPC, the fundamental duty of the police is to stop a crime from happening. So now when this punishment comes, it should act as a deterrence, because criminal justice system is not only reformatory, it is deterrence. And deterrence will come when the likes of Ravi Kapoor and Amit Shukla are hung by the neck, as the trial court ordered, and not shown any mercy.
Right. Ms. Agnes, would you agree with that observation and comment by Ms. Singh, that a death penalty would probably deter criminals more than a life sentence or anything else?
I'm not for death penalty, so I wouldn't endorse that. because as a rule, in every case, I am against the death penalty. But I agree that severe punishment should be given. As Soumya's own mother has said, life imprisonment will be adequate according to her. But I agree with Ms. saying that if there is a remission, then what is to be done? If these guys are let down, then what is to be done? These are real concerns. And to avoid that there should be death penalty is not something I endorse.
Right. Ms. Agnes, one question to you. Every now and then we keep hearing of families having to struggle for years to get justice. The process itself becomes punishment. Many families may not even have resources to pursue justice. So what kind of support is available for them, or is there none?
Actually, in a criminal case, it is the police duty. The family has followed up this case, but it is not their duty to follow up. It is the duty of the state to follow up this case. And if there is a delay, it is squarely their problem and their responsibility. Why there was so much delay? Why the public prosecutor was not efficient? Why was he not attending the court in such an important case? These are all very important questions for the state. And the state should admit its own faults. At the end, conviction happened, but that's a fluke. It could well have not happened. And because of the public pressure and because of this high-profile case, it ended in conviction. But such long delays usually result in the acquittal of the accused. So one has to be very cautious, and there has to be a deterrent punishment, because otherwise these guys will go scot-free, and that should not be allowed to happen.
Right. Ms. Singh, I was looking at some NCRB data. How big is the issue of low conviction in IPC crimes? Do you see this as a big challenge in deterring crimes?
Absolutely. If you see the NCRB figures, in rape case, conviction is barely 29%. Murder is, say, 40%. So if 60% of the criminals are going to go scot-free, then how will there be deterrence? In fact, there have been cases where these rapists and murderers have come out on parole and committed the same crime again. So I think 100% conviction plus, if not 100, at least 90% conviction and a speedy justice system. Not 15 years, because they are sitting happily. In fact, I was going through the case and I saw that in 2009. In fact, in 2019, one of the accused, Malik, only submitted an application to the Delhi High Court that the trial be expedited. I mean, I feel like laughing that the accused who are sitting in the jail happily are coming out and saying that, oh, expedite the trial. So even if you say that the public prosecutor was not there, in Makoka, it is the government, it is the prosecution which has to prove the foolproof case. You could not get hold of the prosecution witness. This is what it happens everywhere. And that is why with impunity, rapes are happening. I mean, every 45 minutes a rape happens. Delhi is called the rape capital of the country. You have murders happening, even for a little water crisis or, for a piece of land, families have been wiped out. So I think not only conviction, but, prosecution witness. A lot of prosecution turned hostile. Maybe that is why the prosecution were not coming, prosecution witness for 13 years were unable to come. And so I think we don't have a proper witness protection scheme in this country. We don't protect the victims. So unless and until we have ensure that victim does not turn hostile and the witnesses are given protection, 100% conviction is very difficult. And that is why people have been committing crime again and again.
Right,
So definitely something needs to be done of the criminal justice system.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Singh, and thank you, Ms. Agnes, for speaking to NDTV. So that was our panel on the verdict on Soumya Vishwanathan's murder. There's finally some justice for the family, but also lessons for our law and policy makers on making the criminal justice system better for women, specifically for the families of victims.